6 weeks out from the Olympia, you were on the bathroom floor crying.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take me through the story of that day, where your mind was at, what life was like at that time, and sort of what the texture of your own existence was like that led up to that point?
It was Olympia. I'd been prepping for weeks. A lot going on in my life. Something happened within my family that was really stressful that I'm not going to touch on, but it was greatly impacting us going forward and causing a lot of stress and anxiety in myself and my whole family. And we had just moved to Florida, all this shit going on, still fears about my health, and I had gotten a sign of my health going wrong is inflammation in my shins. I get edema, and I started to get that a little bit.
Fat shins. Fat shins, yeah, big fat shins, cankles, right.
They're not quite cankles, but they're just my shins get fat, you know?
Okay.
So I'm getting this edema in it, all this personal stuff on the side, and it was just, I didn't speak about anything. It was just like, I wake up, do cardio, go to the gym, go to work, do this, do that, just don't think about it, put it down, push it down, push it, and I kept doing that. And then I think that with my fiance, she was noticing I was a little bit off, and that's why like having good people around you is fucking everything when you have like a stressful life. And she just knew something was off, and she's like, "Are you good? Like, how are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good." She asked me again. She's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Like and then I was like in the bathroom. She came in. "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she asked me one more time. She's like, "Look at me. Are you okay?" And I just started bawling, and I had no idea. I didn't know I was that stressed out. I just was like numb, and I just started bawling, like hit the floor, was just sobbing. I was just like, I just feel like the world's crashing down on me right now. I feel like all this shit's going on externally, and I'm just trying to focus on the Olympia. I've won 2. I have to be better. I'm getting so close. I feel behind. Like all this shit's going on. Now I have this business, all this chaos going on in my life, and I just like, I don't know if I can handle this. And she's just like, yeah, like, of course you feel like that. Like, no shit. And she's like, I don't know why, like, you can share this with me. The world is on your shoulders. It's fucking stressed out right now, and it should be. This is a lot of opportunity in front of you, and if you want to quit, you can, but I know you, and I know you won't. And right now, you just need to sit in this, cry, let it out. I'm here with you, but I know you're going to get out from this. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to kill your workout. You're going to wake up, and you're going to keep doing that. But this is normal part of what you're going through. She was literally like, you don't think Michael Jordan ever broke down and felt like he couldn't handle the stress that was on him, like building the NBA into what it was, not even just his team? I was like, fuck, like, yeah, he didn't talk about it though. And she was like, well, fuck yeah. Then none of them no men know how to talk about their emotions properly. And she just like built this confidence in me. I was just like, fuck yeah, of course, like this is a huge pressure, there's a lot going on, and I'm stressed. What's wrong with that? I'm not going to let it control me, but I'm allowed to feel this moment right now. Men who feel like they have to provide and like the world is on their shoulders, they don't understand that like, their wife and their family wants to help them. They might not make it easier, but like they'll get under that weight with you and they'll hold that with you, and it's not a burden to them. Because I always felt like asking for help would make me a burden. I'm just going to make someone else's life harder. So like they're stressed out over there. I don't want to add to that. I'm just going to be okay over here. Mm-hmm. But it actually makes them feel close to you. It gives them purpose.
People want to be wanted.
Oh my God, yeah. You ask someone for help, they're like, fuck yeah. Like I feel good about myself today because I helped this person.
Could you do this on your own?
Fuck no, none of it. I couldn't do my YouTube without Calvin. I couldn't have started my businesses without Maddie. I couldn't be doing raw supplements without Dom and Matt, who are my partners in that. I wouldn't be the man who I am without my dad. I wouldn't be able to have gotten through my stress as a teenager without my sister. I wouldn't have gotten through the last 4 Olympias without Courtney. Like, it's just, like, I almost get emotional thinking about it. But when I like, reflect back on, like, what I'm most grateful for, it's always the people in my life, and I'm so fucking lucky. It's, like, crazy. The people I have in my life are everything, and the relationships I like build mean the world to me.
Talk to me about your morning routine. What does that look like, typically?
Depends on the time of year, really.
Okay, so let's say off-season and prep.
Off-season, I wake up, and I usually just do a bit of light cardio.
What sort of time do you typically get up?
It's been brutal lately. I've been in different time zones for the last 6 months, so it's just whatever time zone I'm on.
Okay.
But lately, I've just been not putting on alarm, and I've been waking up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock or so lately. And I normally wake up, and I just do a little bit of cardio, just like 20 minutes, just to make sure my appetite's going. And then I have a cold plunge. I usually dip my legs in there at least, if not my full body, and just like are up to my waist. Then shower, eat, go to work.
What will you tend to have off-season? What will breakfast look like?
Again, it varies. Consistently, I get sick of food really quick, especially breakfast food. So I usually don't like eating eggs when I'm eating a lot of food. So I normally just make a smoothie, and then I'll have like oatmeal blended into the smoothie and some like Ezekiel bread toast and almond butter.
Okay. And then what about prep, which I'm guessing is significantly more dialed?
Prep evolves. And like I'm not trying to, I evolve. So I'm very fluid. My routines are like, what time do you train? Depends on the time of year. It's just wherever I feel natural, I just kind of flow into that state and do what I can, and I thrive in that structure rather than really regimented. But in prep, I'll wake up in the morning, and I usually will like do like a breath work thing, I get sucked in that. And it's not even for like, at first I tried to do it for like mental, to like kind of like tap deep into my mind. And now it's just literally to oxygenate my body before like waking up and doing cardio. Because I realized if I did a little bit of breath work and like just like, you know, like Wim Hof style, 3 rounds of 30 breaths and I hold and exhale, repeat 3 rounds in the morning. And then I went and did cardio. I didn't need caffeine. I was wide awake and I could like blast through my cardio way easier and I just felt way better.
Wow.
And then after that, I'll usually sauna or cold tub and combine it. I'll always cold tub if I sauna because I like finishing with cold. And then cardio will be higher at that point. And then I'll go shower and eat. And the goal that I do in the mornings, it's nothing crazy. It's just simple as that. But I usually try and put my phone on airplane mode when I go to bed and not look at it until this shit's done.
Yeah, that's such a hack. Do you sleep? Well, if it's on airplane mode, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to guess you sleep with your phone outside of your bedroom as well.
No, I still usually keep it. I usually have an alarm still, or I just have it in the corner of the room and it's on airplane mode. But I just don't.
It's basically a brick until airplane mode gets turned off.
Yeah.
Are you not concerned at all? There's a lot of talk on the internet about reducing inflammation through using cold plunge when you're trying to maximize hypertrophy. Is this something that you're not particularly worried about?
I think there's a lot of, and again, I'm not the science guy, but I've looked into it too. And I never started doing it for purely recovery and hypertrophy. I started doing it because of my autoimmune and just overall systemic inflammation and health. And I just knew that it would be better for me to reduce my inflammation. And so what I looked into was, it was saying that immediately after a workout, when you're getting that like high inflammation response, which is we're sending blood and nutrients to the muscle to recover, that's when you want to avoid it. So I'll typically, if I do like a long 10-minute session, that's on my rest day. But if I'm just doing it in the morning, I do it in the morning and then I don't work out till later in the day. And I don't do it after I work out. So I have a full 2 meals, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and I'll do it then. And it hasn't affected me at all. If anything, it's helped my joints from being overly inflamed so I can continually train and push myself. So if I lose like 2% hypertrophy, but my joints feel better to train harder, to me, the outcome is just worth it.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
So if you only had 10 exercises for the rest of time, it's all you have in your library to stay as muscular as possible, give me the list.
So the goal is to be as muscular as possible.
Correct.
If I were, let's say I'm competing and I have 10 exercises.
Sure.
All right, shit. Sorry. I'm going to have to count it on my hands. Squats.
Why?
Just overall leg growth. They help glutes, quads, like a large portion of the leg. That barbell back squat. Super simple. Right. If it's my whole life, I might actually do Smith machine squats because it'll help my knees in a little bit, be a little bit easier.
Okay.
Stability, and people hate me for that, but I love squatting in the Smith machine.
All right.
I get a lot of shit for that. Deadlifts. Okay. Just to get something that'll target my hamstrings. And so I don't have to take out another 10 of something too hamstring focused and glute and back focus. Pull-ups, so I can hit my back and biceps in one.
Overhand, underhand?
Neutral.
Oh, neutral grip.
Neutral probably, yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit more lat and biceps.
Yep.
Make sure my arms are going. Incline dumbbell press. I find incline's a little bit better on your shoulders. So if you're doing it's the only exercise you can do, you won't fuck up your shoulders as much. And dumbbell, it'll just keep you a little bit more symmetrical.
Yeah, I love that. I've always loved that exercise, which is weird because incline barbell press is one of the most uncomfortable for my shoulders.
Really? Do dumbbell? Most people feel better with dumbbell because you can go into a position
shift around a little bit
for you. Yeah.
Okay. How many is that? That's 4.
That's 4. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 left.
This is gonna be hard without like. I'd like have to make a list of 20 and cut out. But
no, the autism is put to one side for now. We're doing this in our heads together.
Dumbbell shoulder press. Seated dumbbell shoulder press. Yeah, I think that'll help your triceps and shoulders a lot. Maybe a close grip flat bench. Different part of the chest and triceps getting hit there.
Yeah. 4 left.
Dumbbell curl. Just something specific.
Brilliant. I'm so glad that was in there.
How do you want to live without doing fucking dumbbell curls?
It doesn't even help your physique.
Life,
I just need it for my mindset.
Exactly, yeah.
With that, you supinated. Again, this is the only one that you're going to get. Are you seated? Are you
standing? Supinated.
Okay, good. Yeah. The OG of dumbbell curls.
Just the OG, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got to be one arm at a time. It can't be both arms together. It's got to be one arm at a time.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, 6 is the basics.
Good stuff. Okay. I think you've got 3 left.
I have 3 left. Did I say bent over row?
No.
Bent over row.
Okay.
That'll help like stability, like core as well, and then like lower back and obviously upper back.
Yeah, because the only back exercise that you've had so far is the pull-up.
Deadlifts and pull-ups.
Yeah.
Bent over rows.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got 2 left.
Yeah.
Probably like a hanging leg raise, just to make sure your core is getting hit and you're not like fucking up your back. And then this is a tough one. I think I'm trying to like focus on either lateral raises or like a overhead tricep extension. because I haven't had a lot of like specific triceps. I would probably do lateral raises just to get some meaty delts over.
Fuck yeah.
You just do more.
Well, you've got the
grip.
close grip and you've got the incline press.
Yeah, they'll get
so
hit.
Interesting. So Ryan Terry, who I know that you've trained with before,
Yeah.
I asked him the same question, and his ab exercise as well was hanging leg raises.
Leg raises?
Yeah. It seems to be the industry insider ab
I don't even
exercise
know.
of
I'm not
choice.
the perfect person in that. I always try and work on my lower abs because it's harder for me to contract with rather than upper, and that's usually when your stomach hangs out. And on bodybuilding stage, you don't want your like gut hanging out. Essentially, what pulls it in is the lower part. And when you do a hanging leg raise or like lying leg raise, it hits that part more. And also, hanging from a bar is really good for your shoulders and spine. So you're kind of hitting two birds with one stone. I used to be very athletic when I was young. It's really what got me into bodybuilding. I just loved sports. I played 6 of them when I was younger. And I would like to get back to that like form of feeling like I can run, I'm strong, I can do a lot of body weight exercises, I could train anywhere in the world, and just kind of like challenging my body in a new way. Because I'm obviously not going to be hitting any PRs in the gym or being heavier than I've ever been than I am in my peak bodybuilding career. So just finding a new goal to focus on, I might dabble in that, but it's more of like an athletic training